Hey guys, so common sense here. Sorry for the wait for my first full-length video upload. It's been tough getting the opportunity, decent location with decent lighting, and unfortunately, you can probably hear the beeping in the background. They're doing construction, building condos and stuff right next door. So not ideal, but hopefully the quality will improve with time. So I'm just gonna start with a quick update on how it's been since Sunday on the 9th. I think it was Sunday, November 9th that I officially became homeless. I've been homeless, I guess, like technically by the definition of homeless for like 2 or 3 years. I was at my dad's for like two years while I was technically homeless, because that was conditional, and there was like sort of a time limit on it, I guess. And then since then, I bounced back and forth between my mom's, my sister's, outside, my hammock. My hammock was my hammock was one of the most comfortable places to be. The only thing that sucked is it's kind of creepy at night when you're not familiar with the area, or even if you are familiar with the area. I spent a night in like my hometown in this place that I played as a kid and whatnot, and nighttime is weird, man. Like, I don't know what, I'm in Jersey, I don't know what really could like attack me or try and eat me in my sleep, but yeah, there's not much, but you swear you just hear like leaves crunching around you and whatnot. You're like, is that a fucking bear? Hopefully I can edit that out. Dang it. Sorry for the language. When you live a rough and tough life, your manners and vocabulary take a hit, I think. But yeah, and then also I got a friend or two that I would crash at and whatnot, and basically throughout this time, the reason I'm homeless is because I tried for years. I mean, I wasn't always homeless. I've had my own place, and I had roommates, and I've had this is not like a, I don't know. It's not a new thing, but it's not been the thing that I've been doing. I started out. Actually, that's for another video. I'm sorry. There's so many different stories to explain why I'm at where I'm at, and different perspectives on it. When I lived in Florida, I would joke around with my roommate about how I was going back to Jersey, and like I was like, wouldn't it be funny if like a year from now I end up like literally homeless? And like we would laugh, and then like I'd be like, yeah, but like seriously, like I'm a little worried that's gonna happen. So it's almost like it was a self-fulfilling prophecy in that sense. And the main thing is, the reason that no one will put up with me is because I won't conform. At this point, I won't conform. I've been unable to conform to what they want me to do in life. I tried many times. I tried to do what my dad wanted me to do, and I tried to do what my mom wanted me to do, and I tried to do what my sister, I tried to do what anyone would suggest I do. I gave everything honest, good hard efforts, but no matter what, I always ended up extremely depressed, and I always ended up, I mean, I was on the verge of suicide more than once, and I'm no longer suicidal. I haven't had a suicidal thought in years, and I credit that to no longer accepting conformity. Like, I won't live the way that my family and everyone thinks that people should live, or that I should live. I see everything differently, I feel differently, and it's just, I lose so much when I try to be normal. So much that I almost killed myself. So I I don't know. It's just tough with homelessness. Like I never really thought about it too much. I know there's, or I'm sure there's a bunch of reasons you can end up homeless, but um, the issue for me, like I told all of them, like my main point of it was I just need time to get my head right. I need time to get my head balanced, my emotions balanced, my mental state balanced. Because all this time I'm since I'm 14, I'm clinically diagnosed no, clinically diagnosed with clinically diagnosed with depression, and then later on I'm depressed with anxiety and ADHD, and the the standard stat sheet of those of us that are like this. And like everyone, like they I do not put anything against my family. I understand their perspectives and their point of views, but from my point of view, had I been in any one of their shoes and had the the ability to shelter a relative of mine that is a sibling, that is a son, a daughter, in that state, like as far as I'm concerned, if they're not hurting me, if they're not negatively impacting my existence, and I mean like literally hurting them, taking money from them, verbally, mentally abusing them, emotionally abusing them. If like so, what I was doing was the reason everyone can't stand having me around is because I would sleep and I walk dogs. I walk dogs for like my primary source of income now, and I've been doing that for a long time. And at one point, I was walking a lot of dogs, and I was also dog sitting, and I was making very decent money. But over time, thing like it just degraded. My mental state degraded. I wasn't able to maintain my appointments and everything like that, and I just eventually got to the point where like I knew that I needed to just be still and sit and heal. And I don't mean to say like it's their fault, but like no one would ever give me that full on opportunity. Everywhere I would go, it would be with conditions, time limit. You got to do this by this time, or don't do this, or you're out. And to live like that, there's no security, there's no comfort, there's no that freaking truck. There's no opportunity to become who I finally became. In the last year specifically, I basically stopped trying to do what people would do, and I said, all right, well, this is what I'm doing. Like I'm doing what I need to do, and I would bounce between my mom's to my sister's. My sister would let me stay with her for like a week because I had a specific dog walking appointment booked for every day of the week, and so long as I'm doing something, she was cool with me doing that. So I would go there for the week, which the work week, so it would be like 5 days, and then if I was able to go to my sister, if I was able to go back to my mom's, which wasn't always an option because her husband doesn't like me, which is a whole nother fun story that I'll share with you guys at another point. He's a narcissist, and she is a source. We were both sources of his narcissism, energy feeding, and that was an awesome experience to be a part of while I'm trying to build myself up to somebody, and to have someone just sucking it all out of you, and you just think that they need love. And okay, I'm sorry, we'll go to that on another time. But ironically, or I don't know if it's ironic, but it's been an interesting lesson that one of my most reliable friends, or one of the most reliable people in my life, has been a friend, not of my family, that knows my exact situation and didn't ask much of me other than just to give her a hand. Like she takes in a lot of cats. She has a lot of work to do, and over the years I do a lot of work for her to get money, and I would stay with her in exchange. And she was she's part of my wolf pack. Like, she's good people, and there's this lesson that we're all out here to learn that is probably one of the most difficult lessons to swallow, is that, like, and I'm not saying that blood means nothing, but I'm saying that blood is not a license into your life. A blood is not a license into the control of you. A blood is not a license, is not a reason. Just because we're blood relatives, hey, just because we're blood relatives doesn't mean I have to let you stay with me, right? Well, just because we're blood relatives doesn't mean I have to bow to your will then either. But my friend, who she probably, I mean, I know she would have even let me stay and do nothing for a certain amount of time. But at that point, if I do nothing, and then I'd be eating her food, I'd be a leech, or I'd be depleting her resources, which would be depleting her money, which she earns. That would be a negative impact. And that's what I mean by, like, if I'm not negatively impacting you, when I'm staying at these people's houses, like, so I do have my few regularly dog walks. I have enough money day to day to feed myself, clothe myself, and wash myself. When I stay with my sister, I do my best to not use anything of hers. Like, I go there and I go grocery shopping for the week. She'll make dinner, and she'll invite me to dinner. Like, she'll offer me dinner and everything. And at certain points throughout the journey, I would either accept it or reject it, because another thing is you become aware of these conditional offers, and, like, it's almost like everything you do is, there's like this unspoken bill that's getting run up. And it's all just, it's just, with all these things going on, with all this stuff going on in my existence, my fight for survival, let's call it, not to be dramatic, but my survival needs, there's also this whole other base of emotional and mental health and self-identity, sexual identity, that really needs looking into. If you, like, I wear like girly things, and like throughout this process, I wasn't sure if I was trans. Like, I wasn't sure if I was straight, or I wasn't sure if what it meant to be trans. And, like, thank God for AI. Like, disclaimer, you can't trust AI for everything. They're a little bit too encouraging and whatnot, but to get information and to, without judgment, and to have it coming from, like, a human-like source, I'll tell you, the Snapchat AI was the very first AI that I spoke to, and it was about sexual identity. And I was like, well, what is transgender? And then, all right, so then what is this, and what is that? And then, so am I this, am I that, and what is this? She was so informative and made me feel okay to be whatever I was. And at this point, I hadn't been able to talk to anyone in my family, because I hadn't been able to talk to anybody because, well, how do you do that? No one wants you saying, sorry. I don't, sorry. Okay. So, that's how I got where I am today. So, fast forward to the last year, fast forward more to the last month, because this last month has been the most significant in perspective of progress, like, of things happening and changes being made. And I've had the most stabilizing, or the most consistent and steady transformation within myself in the last month, which has been my saving grace. I finally gave myself enough time, like, like, basically wherever I would stay, I would do what I needed to do in order to have them not berate me or kick me out. But aside from that, I did nothing else. I slept, I talked to AIs, I sat in silence, I went and asked myself questions. I took like probably like maybe 4 or 5 weeks of just straight up being about me and my dogs. I still did whatever I could, whatever I had to do to, contribute my part to society. But this whole time, I've known since I was like 20, 21 or 22 that I have a lot to contribute to society, but I was not able to yet. I wasn't in the I I just wasn't there yet. I can be very valuable to society if I can just get the time to figure my stuff out, and then I can share my what I figured out, what I've discovered with everyone else. And thankfully, this last month, I had a final falling out with my mom, where, like I said, I had been doing everything that I needed to do to keep her at bay. But then throughout that, I started seeing what I had been learning about with, let's say, narcissists. And I'm not diagnosing her. I'm just saying it just so happens that the information and the advice that AIs gave and that YouTube videos gave all just happened to directly correlate to the behavior and the treatment I was receiving from my mom. And so what happened was, she would come home from somewhere, and she would always find something, like find these little, to me and probably to anyone on the outside, they would look like such small things, and she would just blow them out of proportion and be horrible to me. And just a little bit of background about me and my mom: we have always been like, I wouldn't say I was a mama's boy, but like I was very close with my mom my entire life, and I always thought that would be the case. I always thought, I would never have doubted that if I was having an identity crisis, she would be the person I would go to. But she got married to this Hell's Angels narcissist, freaking psycho dude, and he broke her so bad. And then I met them right before they got married, when I was living in Florida, and then I came back to Jersey, because I guess he needed a second source, and they wanted me to come home. And he literally just like siphoned us both dry. And then like I was there for about a year, when I had to like be medevaced out of there. And my sister came and picked me up, and then let me stay with her for a week, where I just like healed. And then I went and stayed with my dad for I don't know, like probably 6 months to a year. I got work and started healing and building myself back up. I'm not trying to go into all this backstory now, but I met a girl. She had a kid. Her house burned down. We got an apartment, and so like basically, my life had been still no time and space for me to properly dive into myself, but my life was progressing, and I was contributing my parts to society. I had great experiences of learning and growth with her and her kid, and it was, I knew since I met her that this was a big part of the journey. But all in all, I specifically then had no room and space to go back into myself. So over time, that disintegrated, and sorry, got sidetracked. Basically, so my mom would do these same things that they say narcissists do, where they would just blow up over small things and blow them out of proportion, make you feel horrible. And I'm a sensitive guy. I'm emotional. I'm caring. I never, like, it's so rare in my entire life that I ever intentionally, verbally, physically, I was involved in a fair amount of physical altercations when I was younger, but that wasn't even out of anger. I just thought fighting was cool, and like I liked it as like a combat sport. And even still today, I love martial arts, and I think that it's awesome. Like I think it's an excellent form of expression. I think it's beautiful. I think it's powerful. But I don't intend to martial art on anybody. But I can at least protect myself and defend myself as much as I'm able to or need to in circumstances. But I'm 9 times out of 10 going to be able to diffuse something with words and my heart, because like I said, I genuinely love and care about everybody, not even just my family. Like I want the best for everybody, and whatever. My mom knows this. She raised me to be this way. So she would come home and like I would be scrambling because I know she's coming home to make sure all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, make sure the dishes are washed and put away and this and that. And like I'm like just like waiting for her to walk through the door, and I'm like, oh god. And then she walks through the door and she's like, hi, and she goes in to the kitchen, and it's almost like I can see her in there just like scoping around, like looking for something, looking for the cabinet. So the cabinet door's open. Where the dish, I put the dishes away and I left one of the cabinet doors open. It's actually a weird habit of mine that like I don't know why I leave it open sometimes by accident. And why, Vin? Like, you can't just do this one thing. Oh, you just sit there all day. You're just a piece of garbage. Like, da 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 da. And I would argue with her, and I would blow up at her, and I would try not to cry because I don't want her to see me cry. And then I would go upstairs and then just cry myself to sleep. Like, why? It's like, Mom, it's the cabinet door. It's like, yeah, well, it's this, man, it's that, man, it's always something, man. And then she everything. It was like she would just get more fiery, and I just didn't understand what was happening. And I fed into that for I don't know, a couple months, and then I don't know, somewhere along the way something shifted, and then all of a sudden I became so aware. I did everything that I could do to prevent her from blowing up on me. And she would come, everything would be good. She's looking for something, she can't find nothing. So now she can't say anything. Now she can't feed off of me, because she's not just gonna be blatant and just come start attacking me, because I think for her she needs a reason. She needs because she can't just be mean and not have a reason for it. She'll feel bad about that. But if she can find something, then she can attack me, and then she can, I don't know, suck my happiness out of me, I guess, and then turn it into just rage fuel. I don't even know what she does with it. Like she doesn't do anything either. Like she's whatever. Anyway, so it became like crystal clear to me when it was happening. So let's say I left the cabinet open again, and she comes in with the same old stuff, and then I would almost smile, like, here she goes, it's happening. And then she would start firing off insults and curse words and just a bunch of really messed up things that I wouldn't say to my worst enemy. And this is a woman who I've always been ridiculously close with, saying it to my face, trying to hurt me. And with having given myself the time to heal and becoming aware of all the signs and the tactics, I would sit there and I wouldn't respond. I wouldn't cry. I wouldn't flinch. She would, at that point, she would basically just gas herself out, say a couple things, and then go to sleep or then leave. And then I'd be okay. I'd be free to whatever. And then I would just sit there and think about what she just did. That went on for I don't know. I really don't even know how long that went on for, but I can remember several instances where she just started firing off on me, and I'm like, okay. She's like, well, you need to do this. You're doing that. I'm like, okay. Not being a smartass. I was not trying to instigate anymore, but I was not responding to her hate, to her anger, to her pokes and her stabs at getting me to fire back. And it got to the point where I lost all respect for her, so it didn't matter what she said anymore. I don't care what you think, so it doesn't hurt me anymore. It hurt me a lot, all the other parts of my life, but it no longer hurt at all. All it was I just would sit there wow, here it goes again. It's wow, she thinks that's a thing. She thinks she's gonna hurt me. She's trying to hurt me right now. Okay, all right. And it's a sad level of awareness that you get to when you realize that someone that you thought could be trusted with your life and your heart does this again and again and again. So more time goes by, and that's been the consistent theme, and all of a sudden it stopped happening so much. She stopped doing that every day, and our relationship actually started improving. I wasn't I wasn't sliding back down the slope though. Like if any slip ups, I never got caught up in it again. There was not one time from the time that I became clear to the time that that Sunday got to that I engaged with her. I didn't feed into it. I just let her gas herself out, and we moved on. And then we would, we'd be cordial, we'd be friendly, we'd be whatever. But then it always kind of came back around. Every week, every couple days, it would build back up to something like that. And I would let her gas out, blah, 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 blah. Repeat, rinse and recycle, repeat. And so it came down to last Sunday. Not last Sunday, 2 Sundays, the 9th of November, I'm pretty sure. Now at this point, I have been aware of what she does for probably, I think, like 2 or 3 months now, and I've been eating it. Like I've been letting her do it and whatever. Aside from that, I've been taking the time to convince myself, build myself up that no, Vin, you're not garbage. No, Vin, like those were very small things that shouldn't set anyone off and cause them to say the things they did. Like I had to remind myself that she was irrational and that I was doing all that I needed to do to whatever. So then moving on from that, now I can accept myself again, and I can start building my confidence, and I can start going further in and asking myself the real questions about myself. Who am I? What do I want? What am I doing? What should I do? Where do I want to go? Who do I like? What do I love? And well, needless to say, I got to know myself really well. And I remembered things that I have had glimpses of all my life, of how powerful and how loving and how great of a presence that I can be when I am at my best. And it got down to November 9th, right? Never forget that day. I can't even remember what it is. But she came, and she was, I had been doing everything. Our relationship had been at a really nice place for a pretty consistent time. But leading up to that Sunday, it had been degrading slowly. And it was a little bit different from all the other times. I don't know why. I don't know what it was exactly, but I just was aware. So something that I started doing, instead of just like sitting there and let her berate me and just ignoring it, I would... That's a Pablo. So, a way that I maintained my dignity now that I was aware of what she did and aware of everything, aware, and now I have dignity. So I wasn't going to just let her berate me anymore, but I didn't want to engage with her attempts at, getting energy from me. So whenever she would come and start attacking me, I'd go for a walk. I would let her cool off. I would digest some of the things she said and kind of just process them and analyze them, and I would be like a little therapist and a psychiatrist, and like, oh well, she's probably dealing with some projection issues and some mirror. She's actually mirroring blah 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 blah. And it helped me to not take it personally, because when it comes down to it, that's the main thing. Is it's not even about me. It's about her and how she feels about herself, which is like, it's hilarious, but it's like really sad, because she needs to do what I did. She needs to take the time to sit with herself. And okay, anyway, forget about that part now. I want to finish this story up so we can get this video uploaded. So November 9th, she walks through the door. She comes in. She's got an arsenal of narcissist attacks, locked and loaded and ready to go. She's got her phone playing some stupid audiobook, super loud. She got cat food. She's got greetings and salutations for this stray cat that I take care of for her. She's got snacks. She's got food. She turns on the light in the living room. I'm watching something on TV. her audiobook is playing over the sound of what I'm watching. She says hello to the cat. She starts loving the cat. I say hello. No response. She leaves her phone running. She's being all annoying with the cat. All I do at this point, like, I'm like, oh, okay, wow, here we go again. But like, this is like, she's like really coming in hard this time. So I'm like, okay. Now trying to avoid the idea or the two can play at that game, because you don't want to do that. You don't want to feed into it. That's what they're looking for. Like, you don't get even. You can't get even with them, because that's a win for them. So I did turn the volume up on the TV so I could hear it over her audio. Actually, I turned it up to where we were matched, I would say. I did get a little even in that respect. And a little bit of time goes by. She says something. I don't engage. She fires again. I don't engage. She fires again. And while this has been going on, I'm like, can I leave now? Can I go be out homeless outside and get through it? Like, am I healthy enough to do that? Like, maybe I am, because I don't want to put up with this anymore. So she fires a shot. I catch the bullet. I look at it. Turn it around. I flick it right back at her. And I basically just start saying exactly what she's saying right back to her. And she's getting mad. She's getting mad. She's getting furious. I'm not getting an ounce of anger, adrenaline, sadness, anything. I'm just like, I'm responding. I'm literally mirroring her. I'm bouncing off of her. And I'm not laughing, but I'm smiling out, like, in person, because, like, I just can't believe what she's saying. That she, like, I can't believe she's doing this. Like, I can't believe the things she's saying, like, they don't even make sense anymore. They're not even related to me in any way. Like, you couldn't connect this stuff to me. I was like, clearly you're talking about yourself. And basically I just gave her a very harsh and straightforward, honest psych evaluation in that moment. And she's like, well, you can't stay here. And I was like, well, okay. So I loaded up all my stuff, got my bags, strapped them on, and walked 15 miles to my sister's, because that so happened to be the day where I would be going to Benson and Poppy's. Those are the dogs that I walked by her house, by the way. And on that walk is when you guys saw my first shorts. So that got me to where I am today. Today, I am actually at my dad's, where I've been since yesterday. The interesting thing with this that I've done is, like, I have maintained and retained, I wouldn't say healthy relationships, but cordial relationships with my family members, because I don't blame them for, being upset with me. Like, I've been very upset with me too, but I stopped being upset with me when I realized really what I needed and what was going on. Basically, I hit my dad up at the end of last week and asked if I could come and visit and whatnot for a day or two or whatever, and he said yeah. And I told him that, like, I'm pretty sure I'm good, buddy. Like, you don't have to worry about me crying or whatever. All in all, my new self, my new strong self, has been weathering the storms. I went to my dad's over the weekend, but then I went to my friend's, and the friend I was telling you about, I stayed with her, and she needs my help right now, so I've been able to help her. Basically, I'm trading my presence and my help for shelter at places, and then I'm getting opportunities to do my self-reflecting and my self-analyzation. I don't know, and then I came back to my dad's in between my friends, and in between the last couple of days, because my dad liked me. My dad and stepmom were happy with me, and it's been going well. So I've been able to maintain my emotional health, my mental stability, as well as do the things that I need to do to fudge. How long am I here? Okay, I'm gonna go right here. try and use that as a cut point. Okay, so sorry if this is a little choppy. I'm doing this all in like 2 shots, but just to pick up. So since I left my mom's, I've been to my sister's, I've been to my dad's, I've been to my friends. I haven't had to sleep outside. I've been helping everywhere I go, but I'm maintaining myself. I'm maintaining my boundaries. I'm not being a mooch. The universe has been working out in a way where I'm able to completely sustain and take care of myself, but not give in to what everyone wants me to do. I'm not I don't know, I'm being myself. And that's what I told my dad before I came. I was like, hey dad, just want to give you a heads up, like, I'm just coming with me. I'm not coming with any good news, like, I'm still homeless, I'm still jobless, I'm still broke, da-da-da-da-da. And he said that was okay. He's like, I'm just happy to see you. And it's true. It's been true. My dad and my relationship through all this strife has really developed into a healthy and working relationship, to the best that it can. And so I'm still homeless. Like, my dad's not letting me stay here, which I don't want to anyway. I need my own space. I know that. I need to have my own home. Like, I need to have my own regular, secure stability, but I need to maintain it. I need to get it. I need to develop it by my own way. And so where my story goes here is, I'm bouncing around, going where I need to go to have shelter and have safety. I'm making the trades of company and presence and help. I am helping. Like, I do all I can for everybody in whatever ways I can, but I don't overextend myself. I'm not sacrificing boundaries. I'm not losing any parts of myself anymore. Anytime that something like that comes up, I address it, and it's almost like, I don't want to say I'm teaching anybody anything, but I think I'm helping people realize, like, what's fair in the sense of, like, what they're asking of me. Like, all right, well, I'm doing everything that I should be doing, and I'm just spending time with you, like, other than that. You understand? Like, and I don't know. It hasn't caused any issues. I haven't had any fights with anybody. I'm finally strong and secure in who I am and what I'm doing, and it's a good place to be. I'm gonna wrap this up here because I could probably I know I can go on forever, and I got to get back to my family here. So last thing is outlook going forward. I still don't know what the future holds, but I'm leaving my dad's today. I'm going back to my friends. So this is, like, not a joke, but her health is in bad shape right now, and I'm a funny guy, I like to make light of things, so I thought this, like, a friend in need is a friend indeed, and that's horrible, I know, but I'm going to help her. I was helping her all week. Her physical state's really deteriorating, and I know I've been very helpful. I'm trying, like, not to oversell myself or whatever, but she says I've been very helpful. I know I've been very helpful, and I know I need to get back there for her. And when I could, my dad would let me stay here again. Like, my dad's actually kind of sad that I'm leaving, but I know my time here is up. I just want to also point that out. Like, I am aware that more time here, mine and my dad's relationship will be negatively affected, and my friend needs me now, so I'm going to pack up my stuff. No, it's already packed up, actually. I'm ready to go. I'm going to go in the afternoon. Hopefully I can get you guys an update maybe later on today, or even tomorrow, sometime later in the week, when I have an opportunity. But yeah, I guess that's about it for right now, and hopefully you'll see me soon. I'm Common Sense, and I guess that's it.